Hello, everybody. My name is Michelle St. Pierre, and I'm a mortgage agent level 2 servicing all of Ontario. And this is Valhalla Mortgages. My channel is all about mortgages and how to make yourself financially better off. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. I do read all the comments and I comment back as often as I can. I have videos posting almost every day, whether it's a short or a long form video like this. If you want to book a meeting with me, my calendar link is in the description below. This video is all about reverse mortgages and how they can help benefit you in retirement, how they can help benefit your family, and how you can protect your investments with a reverse mortgage. So let's get to it. So one of the main things about a reverse mortgage is it helps you stay in your home and access tax-free cash. A reverse mortgage is a loan against your home, like a traditional mortgage. It empowers you to unlock the value of your home and pull some equity out to support your lifestyle without moving or selling. Unlike a traditional mortgage, the lender pays you either a lump sum or you can get monthly installments. So you can have a monthly payment coming into your bank account to help support you with the increased number of bills we have now and inflation and all the additional costs that we have now in retirement. Also, the money is tax-free, which means it will not affect your current pension at all. It's tax-free money and you could use it however you wish, whether renovations, gift a down payment to a family member, or use that monthly dividend for bills or in-home care. Now, to qualify for a reverse mortgage, unlike a typical mortgage that looks at income guidelines, credit rating, and all of that, a reverse mortgage focuses on the following for approval. Number one, you must be 55 or older to qualify. Now, we do have a lender that does reverse mortgages for people 18 and older. So those do exist, but this video is going to focus on the traditional reverse mortgages. Must be a Canadian citizen, own your own home, and it must be your primary residence. Now, the caveat to primary residence is you can cross collateral a reverse mortgage to a second property as well. So as long as one of the properties that has the mortgage attached is your principal residence, then you can qualify for a reverse mortgage. Now, let's go over some of the myths about a reverse mortgage because we all know there's lots of them. Number one, loss of home ownership. Like I mentioned before, this operates like a traditional mortgage. So you retain full ownership of your home. There is no loss of home ownership. High monthly payments would be a second myth. Now, with a reverse mortgage, there are no monthly payments. You can pay monthly if you wish, but you don't have to. Payments are optional. Repayment occurs once you sell, move, or pass away. That's when the repayment occurs of the mortgage. Debt to heirs. Now, this is a big one. This is a big concern that people have with a reverse mortgage. So this is a non-recourse loan, which means you never owe more money than your home is worth. It's designed that way. So you're never going to be in a situation where, unfortunately, you have to sell your home and then there's more money owing on the reverse mortgage than your home is worth. They're no recourse loan. That will never happen based on the way that they set it up and based on the Canadian real estate. But heaven forbid we get in that situation where that happens, they actually write off the amount the difference, the amount that they're out. So they don't come after your heirs for that or yourself if you have to sell the home. Big important detail there. And of course, all you really have to do is maintain property taxes, insurance, and make sure the property itself is well maintained. Those are the main requirements for keeping your reverse mortgage in good standing. More myths. Income and credit requirements. As I went over before, there's a minimum age requirement, except for one lender, which doesn't have that, but most reverse mortgage lenders have that minimum age requirement. Sufficient equity in your home. That's another way that they protect you when you do a reverse mortgage is they don't pull out a large amount of equity. There are limits to how much you can pull out. Traditionally, the maximum you could get is under 60% of the value of your house, and that's based on age and where the property is and the value of the property as well. You can pay your property taxes and insurance. That's the other main requirement, as I went over before. As long as you can show the lender that you have the capacity to pay your property taxes and your insurance and maintain the property, then you can keep the loan in good standing and you will qualify. Costly fees. Now, in today's world, the fees are actually pretty reasonable for a reverse mortgage. With high interest rates and higher fees on things like private mortgages and whatnot, or the fees on a reverse mortgage are pretty conservative. and they're in line with other forms of financing. Limited use of funds. So this is a big thing. You aren't restricted on how you want to use the money, as I went over before. You can gift the down payment to a family member. You can use it for renovations to upgrade your home to make it more livable for yourself. You can purchase a new vehicle or an RV, or you can use the funds to purchase a second property. They don't care what you do with it. So they're not going to be tracking where the money goes. So that's a major plus with this. And once again, tax-free money as well. So you're not paying any taxes on this additional money. Yeah. And also in-home healthcare, which will be a big thing moving forward as it's harder and more expensive to be in care facilities now. So we look at this forever home, embracing aging in place. That's what a lot of people want to do, right? Like if you're thinking about your long-term retirement, what are you thinking about? You're not thinking about going into a retirement facility or a retirement community. You're thinking about staying home. And with the Canadian housing market the way it is, it's harder and harder and harder to find those downsizing homes. It's actually a lot easier for you to stay in the home you're in and make it more livable for yourself. That way you can retire there. So certain things like accessibility. So making essential upgrades to your home, right? 15% of Canadians who are above the age of 65 use mobile aids, right? So we need ramps, we need wider doors, bathrooms, grab bars, you know, showers that you can walk into opposed to stepping over something. So these are all mobility issues that happen as you're older. And we want to make sure that the 90% of household accidents that occur in the bathroom are reduced. How do we do that? Well, we create safer bathrooms for ourselves. Now, how does a reverse mortgage come in? Well, keep in mind, there is no monthly payment for a reverse mortgage. So you can pull out the money to do these renovations on your home, not affect your cash flow because you don't have that monthly payment. You can upgrade your home the way that you would like so you can age in place. Yeah, so you can update the kitchen as well with lower countertops, walk-in showers, as I mentioned, and just create a safer environment for yourself so you can stay in your home longer, right? And of course, one of the things that's very important nowadays is you can install updated security systems and monitoring devices, right? So you can keep yourself safer in your home as well, which is always important. 75% of seniors receive care at home, right? That's a big cost now. So this is now expensive. You might have to sell your home if you have to be in your home that's not updated in a way where you don't need somebody, right? Like if you update your home and you create that environment where the bathroom is updated for your mobility needs, the kitchen's updated for your mobility needs, you might not need you might not need as much external care coming in. It could save you some money that way, right? You might not need any. So by unlocking the equity, it gives you that independence to stay in your home and keep your environment the way that it is. You no longer have to worry about that downsizing to your next property or, that going into that retirement facility earlier because you need that mobile help, right? And of course, you're going to be comfortable living in your own home and you're going to increase your overall happiness and well-being. This is going to lower your stress and depression and anxiety because you're going to be in a place where you're comfortable and where you've been forever. And that's one of the main things about a reverse mortgage is it keeps you in your home and keeps you comfortable. And we can create a system where you're living more comfortably. Reverse mortgages as a cost-effective alternative, right? As we went over, now we can create a system where you're aging in place opposed to paying for retirement facilities and external aids like people coming in like PSWs and whatnot. We can create a place where you can be comfortable and you're not affecting your cash flow and you don't have bills coming out every month that are now unaffordable to keep you in your home. Nursing home care is even more expensive than retirement facilities, right? On average, a semi-private room can exceed $25,000 a year. Well, if we can avoid all of that by either doing a monthly payment to yourself to bring in a support worker, or we create a system where your house is perfectly suitable for you and your mobility needs, where you don't need that worker with no additional monthly cash flow and costs from you, that's going to be a great way of reducing your retirement expenses. And of course, a private room at a retirement facility or a nursing home can be even more expensive than $25,000 a year. So we have to think about legacy and keeping your investments for your family and yourself and keeping yourself comfortable. So instead of giving this money away to create that comfortable environment somewhere else, why don't you keep that money to yourself and then we keep that environment to you and keep you comfortable where you are. Accessing equity without monthly fees associated with retirement communities or nursing homes, right? As I just went over. Uh, financial so it's a financially sound pathway to age in place. So aging in place is, as I've mentioned many times, this is going to be one of the main reasons why you might want to look at a reverse mortgage. You can stay in your home without financial concerns. It doesn't change your financial situation in a negative way. It can only change it in a positive way, right? Even that monthly payment to yourself can help relieve the financial concerns that we have nowadays with inflation, increased costs of goods and services, right? Uh, you know, Now you can go back to living a normal life. We've had people, and we've heard stories of people who have had to reduce meals because of how expensive food is now. Well, if you have that monthly dividend coming in from your uh, reverse mortgage, well, you don't have to do that. You can live comfortably again. You can enjoy your golden years in peace. Now, how a reverse mortgage can safeguard your investments? Well, we've kind of gone over this already, right? Um, it fortifies your financial future by making you not dip into your investments when you need to do something. If you need to buy a vehicle or you need to update the home, instead of dipping into your investments, we can dip into your home equity. And that home equity is tax free and doesn't have a monthly payment attached to it with a reverse mortgage. You know, Now people are retiring with more debt. People are retiring with a small mortgage on their home. People are retiring with a line of credit debt. They're retiring with car loans. We can wipe that all clean and clear up your monthly cash flow so you can retire comfortably now with a reverse mortgage. As I went over, inflation has increased the cost of goods, and that's still going to be very tough moving forward. Putting pressure on monthly budgets. This inflationary cost is doing that. you know? So for many seniors nowadays, managing cash flow is becoming a challenge. In some cases, selling your home is the only option. Well, that's not the case. With reverse mortgages, we can keep you in your home without you having to sell. It's very important because now you get to age in place, you get to be comfortable, you get to live a lifestyle that is exactly what you'd want in retirement without the stress of the higher inflation, the higher bills, um, the fear of having these accidents in the bathroom or the kitchen. All that is gone now. You know, this is a major one that people don't know about, but you can actually buy a second home with a reverse mortgage. So there's plenty of options for this. You can buy that dream cottage that you'd like, um, which would be great. So you can retire and build those amazing memories in a nice cottage as well. It could also be the place where you plan to fully retire to. So don't forget that. You can embrace that quality of life that's out there. Homes become your haven, right? So you're going to have this place. You don't have to make any monthly payments on it, and you can go enjoy that lifestyle that you deserve in retirement. An income generating rental property. So this is a big one that people don't know about. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can buy a second property with a reverse mortgage, and that can be an income generating property for yourself. So you can have no monthly payment and additional income coming in. And of course, the wealth growing over time, because as home values naturally increase over time, then you're going to have that additional wealth generation and something to give, another thing to give to your children, which is very important because keep in mind, it's going to be more and more difficult to buy properties moving forward, as we've seen. So getting ahead of that by having additional properties under the family tree is going to be useful if you wanted to essentially give one of those properties in an estate to a grandchild or something to make sure that they have a home. The other thing too about the income generating rental property is this might actually be the home that you eventually choose to fully retire in. So maybe this is a condo in a condo building that you like. Maybe this is a bungalow that's one floor and no stairs, but you're not ready to move into it yet. Well, you can take that on as a rental property for a couple of years, and then eventually you can sell your principal residence, pay off the reverse mortgage, and move into this final property that is already set up in a way, but it was already building equity. It was already in your portfolio before, so you're not stressed trying to run up a hill trying to get your home sold. Depending on the market, you have more choices because now you can choose when you want to sell opposed to being forced to. Um, and you have opportunities to look, right? That's another thing. You have opportunities ahead of time to look for the property that you want to buy. You're not in competition all the time because you can choose when to buy, opposed to waiting till the last minute, having to sell your home whenever you have to, and then having to buy. It could create a lot of additional stress. But we can avoid that by being proactive with our retirement choices by purchasing that second property. And of course, the Southern Retreat. You might want to buy a condo in Florida. You can use a reverse mortgage to do that. So yeah, this creates additional freedom for yourself to have that either dream cottage or to have your Southern Retreat or to have that income generating rental or that place that you do plan on fully retiring to later on without any additional monthly cost. Really great for you. Of course, the other thing that we're going to be looking at, and this is the last thing, is equity takeouts for a brighter future for your family. You can do a reverse mortgage to gift the down payment to a grandchild or to your children. It's going to be harder and harder and harder to get homes. If you want your kids to live closer to you, they may need a larger down payment depending on what city you live in, because if it's too expensive and they can't qualify for the larger mortgage, you can help them out by giving them a down payment with a reverse mortgage to keep them close to you. Or just to get them into the housing market in general, because it's way harder now for kids to save because of how expensive everything is. Rent costs are through the roof and cost of living is through the roof in general. So people are struggling to save. This can get them onto the property ladder and get them into home ownership so they can get a leg up. So that is my presentation on reverse mortgages and the advantages to you and why you should consider them for yourself. If you have any questions, please follow up with me. My contact information is in the description. Once again, this is Michel St. Pierre, and I am a mortgage agent level 2 servicing all of Ontario. Have a great day.